are you training for? Life. The story that this person in their head.
It's not about being perfect.
So radically different than my story. Welcome to Train for Life, a podcast brought to you by ISI Elite Training. I'm Adam Rice, founder and CEO, and will be hosting this alongside Amanda Hall, our COO. Tune in weekly as we explore topics on personal and professional development to help you level up in all aspects of your life. We call this Training for Life.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to Train for Life. I'm here with Adam Rice, and today we're going to dive into a little bit about what is ISI Elite Training.
Yes, we
Welcome back.
are. Yeah, thanks, guys. So this is what, episode number 2?
Number 2.
Number 2. So what is ISI? Oh, man. Yeah, I'll go ahead and start us, and then you can kind of take it from there. So for those that are listening that do know ISI, they know it in and out. So I think this is more for the people that don't know what ISI is, and maybe they got sent this podcast by a member or a franchise partner or something like that. So ISI, we sit, first off, ISI stands for Iron Sharpens Iron from Proverbs 27:17. We're a boutique fitness concept specializing in athletic-based training, founded in 2013, and then we officially started franchising in 2019. Today, as of the air date of this, or record date of this, actually we've got 21 open facilities across the country. We've got another 25 sets open by the end of 2022 with close to 80 awarded territories across the country. So we got
a whirlwind.
Yeah, we got Miami opening, Nashville.
Folsom, California's coming.
Sacramento, yep.
Yeah.
We got San Fran, LA.
Indiana, Noblesville.
Yep. So coast to coast. You want to talk a little bit about the workout and the community?
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, if you're listening to this and you haven't experienced a session at one of our facilities, once you do, you'll get it, right? Like, I think ISI, Iron Sharpens Iron, we like really live and breathe it inside of our brand, inside of our four walls, even our franchise partners. And, you know, I think the workouts themselves are set up to be athletic-based training, which from a standpoint of that is we're much more strength focused, which as someone who, you know, has done a number of things, I've really feel like that strength focus is really what a differentiator for us. You know, it happens inside of those four walls, but like the transformations that we see throughout our members is just, it's really amazing. And then that community, you know, we really do things intentional, which I know you and I can both talk about, but intentional to make community happen, which we know right now is so important. Everything from, you know, the fact that you're going to come in and we're going to turnkey it and we're going to put you to work, but from high fives to, it's really important for our coaches are hands-on, which I think you should talk a little bit about, but them knowing each other's names, and then creating things that we do outside of the facility so that our members get to know each other and live life together.
Yeah, I think so. For those that haven't been in a facility, I think to paint the picture of, you know, what it looks like to come in is, you know, you're going to walk through the door. You're going to walk into a state-of-the-art facility that's about 3,000 square feet. There's turf, there's a lobby, and then there's seamless glass doors that you're going to walk through. And you're going to be greeted by your first name from what we call as a sales leader at the front desk. So we know all of our members by name. Super important that we know that. And, you know, again, it's down to the relationship and the community piece of that. So from that side, session will begin, and the coach will take you through a 50-minute session, athletic-based training. So a lot of people, you know, may think, oh, you're training athletes, and that's actually far from the truth. I think we're all athletes. So we really focus on general population. And when it breaks down to that, athletes do strength training to burn fat, optimize fat loss, and increase performance, right?
Well, talk about that just for a second, because I think when people hear we're all athletes, athletic-based training, some may feel intimidated by that. Yeah. But we've really set it up so it is for everybody. It
is. So when we founded the brand, it was really based off of two theories when it came down to product. Number one was the experience. Number two was the actual workout itself. So the workout, you know, I was a former Division I athlete myself, so I wanted to continue to work out in that fashion, because why would you not train like an athlete? Athletes are typically the most in shape people,
right.
most mobility, most powerful, lowest body fat percent. So why would we not train like one as just a human being, a dad, a mom, an entrepreneur going through life? And then the opposite side of that was the experience. So like when I was in athletics, and many of you guys that are listening to this that played sports, you can really, relate back to the times of the locker room, the bus rides, the early morning practices. And that's really what resonated with me through athletics and the relationships I built. And so it wasn't necessarily the championships or, the tournaments. And so it was a matter of how do you bring the collision of both of those two dynamics of training like an athlete to the general population and the team atmosphere. And that's really what ISI is all about. So we're training the general mom and dad. There's former NFL athletes that are in our facilities, and there's people that haven't worked out in 10 years. So I think from that standpoint, and I'm curious, so you come from obviously a different brand that you spent many years at. Kind of walk us through that first experience, your first workout at ISI.
Well, it was by you. You were my coach, which was awesome. It's funny, I come from, I didn't play, college sports or anything from that level, but I did, grow up athletic, and played soccer, and I was a cheerleader for a short little stint. And so I can completely relate with that athletic side. And then the first session that I took was before I ever was COO here, right? Like you and I met, and you invited Andrew and my husband, to come to a session. And, I probably I know I had a very high standard, right? So coming in, and I was immediately like impressed with just, for one, how nice the facility was and how it was laid out. But the energy, it just stuck out to me right off the bat. Everything from, how we really spent enough time to warm up so that we could really get into the workout, to the high fives, to the music, to the hands-on of, the coach is really involved. It's not, we're not set up where you're looking at a screen the whole time. So you're actually interworking with those individuals in your block.
Right.
So, for me, it was like, wow. I think one of the big things too is when you can have something like this that's not just work, but it's fun and it goes by so fast. I loved it. And I loved the fact that, I came in and it was done for me. All I had to do was do what you were telling me to do, or challenging me to do. And that was awesome. So I felt like, wow, there's something magical about it, that energy. And when I left, I remember, looking at Andrew and saying like, I got to be a part of this. Like it's that special. Yeah.
I think from that standpoint too, and that's like the athletic side, is taking people, because a lot of people will ask like, what is our modality, or whatever, and I think the simple answer is we don't have a modality. Our modality is coaching, which helped us thrive through the pandemic, but also helps us thrive today. And I always tell people, like, as a brand, our biggest strength is also our biggest liability, and it's because, hey, if we're depending on people, so we're depending on coaches, right? We're not depending on a technology like a Peloton or, Orange Theory obviously has the heart rate monitor system and all of that. And so it's our strength, and it's, I think, one of our biggest differentiators. But, when we walk into our facilities, it's why we take so much pride in our coaching and really coaching people up and coaching people past the threshold of what they can do. Because the reality is you can get a workout anywhere. So it all dials down the experience.
Unplugging from when you walk in those doors, getting that 50 minutes is for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes you need to unplug from that. How would you describe ISI Elite Training, as CEO here and, the founder from a culture standpoint? I think a big part of any brand and any company is like, what do you stand for? What's your culture like? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, so whenever we open a new facility and I'm have the ability to be there and talk to people, it's, what's happening inside those four walls is, I always tell people, is what I believe society should look like. So you go into any of our facilities, you're going to see black people, white people, Asian people, Mexican people, Latino, like you name it, you're going to see them. You're going to see people that are in their 60s. You're going to see people that are in their 20s. You're going to see people who haven't worked out in 10 years. You're going to see former pro athletes.
Moms, dads.
You name it. Entrepreneurs, and so the reality is, and this is why we call ourselves a lifestyle brand, is because it's a mindset. Like ISI is all about a mindset, and it's, you know, that's why this podcast is called Train for Life, because that's literally what we're doing every day, is coming through those four walls and training with other people that are like-minded, and therefore being better mothers, being better fathers, rising up in our businesses, rising up as leaders. And so I think that from that standpoint, it's, you know, that's our culture is really next level, you know, and it's instilled in our core values through that as well. So, all right. So to wrap this thing up, I would say, like, when we talk community, and I think this is one of the most fascinating aspects of boutique fitness and community just in general, is you have somebody on the outside. So say you have, theoretically, this lady named Megan, and she's a mom of 3, and she's 25 pounds overweight. Community probably scares the ever-living crap out of her, right? Because she's overweight, she's not confident, she doesn't have friends. What would you say to her, and why ISI will serve her, and how it will serve her, and what she could expect when she comes through the door?
Well, for one, I can relate with Megan. I mean, I don't have 3 kids, I have 2, but I'm a mom. And I think, you know, I think we all need community more than we realize. But I also feel that the one beautiful thing about coming into ISI is we've created the atmosphere for you. We're not asking you to come in and do any of that work other than bringing yourself through the doors. Right. And so I think for one, I would say the hardest step, and we recognize it, we know, is just getting through those doors. And I would say that community itself is already naturally there. You can be as much a part of it as you want to. But we're going to come and bring you right into the fold and bring you along the way. And every fitness level, you know, we have people who have injuries who even come in, right? And we're able to accommodate whatever that looks like for them. So they're not limited in any way from getting a full 50-minute session. So, you know, I would say to that mom who is like, hey, I know I'm, you know, maybe this is just selfishly something for her. You know, and I think a lot of women in general, whether you're a mom or not a mom, like, you know, we all are you have very servant hearts, and everybody has a lot of stuff on their plate, but you can't pour from an empty cup. So if you're ever questioning, like, would I like it, or is it worth it for me? I would say absolutely it is, right? And choosing yourself first, especially when you're in a position of giving to others, whether that's as a leader, a mom, a friend, a wife, a daughter, a mother, you know, any of those, like, if you're going to be able to give to others, you got to put something into your cup. And, you know, I think 50 minutes a day is very little at the minimum, but it's definitely something that's not just going to impact yourself physically. Like, that 25 pounds is probably not just a result of maybe needing to get in and move your body a little bit more, but what mentally changes in that 50 minutes every day that you choose you, I think is way bigger than a scale number or, you know, anything else. And I think, you know, you said it, we call this Train for Life, but that's really a motto of mine personally. Yeah.
So like I said earlier, we're really a lifestyle brand, which means our members aren't having typically multiple memberships, right? And it's really because of our programming. And, you know, not only are we really strength forward, but we're also getting the strength and conditioning. So the cardio aspect of that, and every workout's different.
Absolutely.
So can you talk a little bit about the programming and the protocol and the focus and all of that?
Yeah. So, I mean, you're never going to do the same workout twice. We have a focus of the day. It, you know, changes every day throughout the week. So you're going to do everything from focusing on lower body to upper body. We have core and cardio, and then full body days. I think the big thing to note too is just because it's an upper body day, we're still incorporating between strength. We're also incorporating movements that are going to keep that heart rate up. So you get maximum calorie burn. I mean, you can burn up to 1,000 calories in one of our sessions. And, you know, if you just look across our social media, our members who are really big on tracking their, you know, heart rate and calories burned, you can see, you know, our workouts are tough, right? I mean, you have the ability to push yourself as hard as you want, but you're not going to get bored of it. And you're never going to get that muscle fatigue where you're continuing to do the same movements over and over again, right? Because we changed that body focus. And, you know, our fitness programmer, Tara Kimball, I mean, her big focus is to ensure that we are programming to keep it mixed up, and even from a format standpoint, right? Like, people don't want to come in and do the same thing every day. We want you to feel surprised, because we know how fast that workout will feel when you're having to give it all you got and it's not the same thing that you've done before. But I mean, I think that kind of even goes back to, like, you really described like what it feels like when you walk inside of the facility and the glass doors, but talk a little bit about the equipment we have in there and like what are some of the movements they're going to do.
Yeah. So, man, I mean, our coaches and here at HQ, we're building and programming our workouts off a library that we're creating, and it's continuing to grow, day after day. And so right now, we're at 800 movements, but that'll be soon 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 movements.
Yes, thousands. That's our goal.
When it comes down to what they're going to see, I think it's really unique in the equipment that we do have. So we've got Airdyne bikes, which is essentially a bike that most people have been on, right? That you're pushing and pulling, but it's not plugged into a wall. And so you're creating all of the force yourself. And then we have ski ergs, which is like a vertical rower. The reason we have those pieces of cardio equipment is because people's main injuries is going to be knees and lower back when it comes down to the most common person. So now, even if you have a knee injury or you have a lower back injury, you can still go all out on your cardio to drive that heart rate inside our facilities. Additionally, you're going to see kettlebells, you're going to see dumbbells, you're going to see medicine balls, sleds, turf, TRXs, plyometric boxes. So really what you would see in a like a Division I strength and conditioning weight room minus the squat racks. So that's the big thing that we don't do is the 6-foot big barbell, CrossFit type snatches and that with a barbell. Right. But everything else, I mean, is very explosive plyometric and all that.
What's your favorite? What is your favorite piece of equipment that we have? If you could only have one piece of equipment,
dumbbells,
what would it be?
For sure.
Dumbbells.
Yeah, you can do so much with them. How about you?
That's true. Ooh. Okay, I would say I have to agree with you on the dumbbells, but I may have to go towards the ski erg.
Yeah.
Like, I love it.
Yeah.
And we use it in so many different ways. And it's something new for me. I haven't used it before ISI.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's really hard, but you can also use it for a good arm workout, which is awesome. So I love it.
For sure. All right. So obviously our goal is to bring, but we're going to do a little question. And guys, she doesn't have any idea what this question is. So
I think I should have been prepped beforehand.
No. That's what makes it so funny.
I can't wait to ask
ready?
your question on the next episode that you have no idea.
All right.
I'm ready.
Go. So what is a weird food or snack combination that you like? I'll preface this though. So we're in the car driving to our grand opening in Greensboro with Kelly Hagedorn. She's our director of training and development here at HQ. And she starts to tell Chris and I that her favorite snack every night is ketchup and cottage cheese. So, appreciate the commitment to that snack. But
I'm not a big ketchup fan in general, so I don't think I could relate.
I can do ketchup on eggs, though, which I think is a little...
But ketchup sweet, is cottage cheese considered salty?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that why it's good together?
You have to ask
like
her.
A sweet and salty?
I don't know. I don't think it's good, but she does.
Okay.
So a weird snack or a weird food combination.
Okay. I don't think this is weird, but when I mention it, people think it is weird. But I am a huge fan of pizza with honey on it. And
I'm with you.
Like meat lovers pizza, have at least pepperoni.
I'm with you.
And honey.
Yep.
And I had it for the first time. I was at the beach with a friend and she was raving about it. And I was like, there's no way this is great. And now I love it. I think it's fantastic. But it's the salty sweet. That's why I was curious. Is ketchup and cottage cheese salty sweet? But that would be mine.
Yep, I'm with you. I had it first time last year. It was like a pepperoni with honey on it. So amazing. So hey guys, anyways, to wrap this thing up, obviously the purpose of this podcast is to bring value to our audience on all aspects of what it means to train for life, both personally and professionally. And so if you stick with us here for episodes to come, you're going to find everything from every aspect of life and what it means to level up in your life. And so we're really pumped to continue to do this and get the word out around this. And so share it if it resonates with you. Tag your friends if this is on a post or a reel, you name it. Do all those things, and we really appreciate it and look forward to the next episode.